Hi friends, today let us discuss some very important topic called as the history of trade union movement in the labor law 1. This is from unit 1, history of trade union movement. So let us begin the concept. The industrial revolution in India after 19th century brought about radical changes in the western world. Further, there were significant changes in the methods of production, shipping and transport. So the first Indian revolution was happened in 19th century. This brought a very radical changes, means very 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 recognizing changes. These were significant changes in the methods of production, shipping and transport. The scientific and technological developments in the industrial sector resulted in the emergence of two classes. So this development in the scientific and technical fields brought a division of two classes, means the working class. One is working class and the other is managerial class. Working class is also called as wage earning classes, and whereas the managerial class is known as entrepreneur classes. The working class claims higher wages and the better conditions of service, whereas the managerial class demands maximum production at minimum wages. So the working class ఏం క్లెయిమ్ చేస్తుంది, వాళ్ళకి ఏమేం కావాలి అంటే higher wages and better service conditions. So while the managerial class, which is known as the entrepreneur classes, ఏం డిమాండ్ చేస్తున్నాయి, maximum production at minimum wages. So the basic reason for the stunted growth of trade union movement in India during 19th century and prior to the First World War was the lack of industrial development in the country. The other reasons were instability of labor force, lack of leadership, deprivation of freedom of expression under the British rule. So what are the reasons for the stunted growth of trade union movement prior to First World War and also prior to in the 19th century? The reasons for this stunted growth is instability of labor force. So labor force instable గా ఉండటం, lack of leadership అనేది లేకపోవడం, deprivation of freedom of expression కంప్లీట్ గా లేకపోవడం. These are the reasons for the deprived growth in the trade union movement. So the credit for organized labor movement in India goes to N.M. Lokhande, who was a factory worker by himself in 1984. So N.M. Lokhande is a factory worker by himself. He is a factory worker in 1884. He organized an act, means it is an agitation, it is getting together, it is gathering all the people in the form of a revolution in Bombay, and called a conference of workers to make representations to the factory commission appointed by the government to study the conditions of working class employed in the government. So the whole credit of organizing labor movement goes to N.M. Lokhande in 1884. The period from 1904 to 1911 was another phase of encouragement for trade union movement in India. In this period, the printer unions in Bengal, the Kamgar Hitwadak Sabha in Bombay, and postal clubs in Madras, Bombay and Calcutta were also formed. Another important event in trade union organization was the formation of federation of different occupational unions in Ahmedabad textile units under the name of Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association. In the year 1920, the leaders of Indian National Congress founded the All India Trade Union Congress. It is an apex organization which has associations at the provincial level and at regional levels linked to the individual unions. In the year 1920, the formed AITUC, which is also known as All India Trade Union Congress, for the first time represented the Indian labor at the International Labour Organization, which is ILO. Then in the year 1921, Sri N.M. Joshi, the father of modern trade unionism in India, introduced a trade union bill in the assembly. So N.M. Joshi has introduced the trade union bill in the assembly. He is considered as a father of modern trade unionism. So he began to struggle for legal recognition of trade unions. The then prevailing adverse conditions of trade unions, the government was unwilling, so reluctant, so it is not in a position, it has no interest to pass the bill, but due to heavy pressure from the political parties, the government was compelled to enact the Indian Trade Union Act 1926. This is how the Trade Union Act 1926 has been evolved. So hope you utilize this video for your preparation exam point of view. This is a short video relating to evolution and history of trade union movement. Thank you so much.